Good afternoon everyone, thanks for tuning in to another TokYo-Yo tutorial. My name is T. Today's tutorial is going to be on a few binds that you can learn. They're quite simple, but they do have a lot of flash to them, so I think they're a lot of fun to put at the end of a trick. I'll show you a series of the binds I'll be teaching you today. They look like this. And I'll be teaching them in order of how I learned them. I kind of feel like it's a general order of how I felt it was the easiest to the most difficult to learn. So anyway, let's get into the bind tutorial. So the yo-yo I'm going to be using in today's bind tutorial is the yoyo Veritas Pro, one of my all-time favorites. And the string I'll be using is Zipline Strings Highlighter, that's Sam Hicks' signature. The first bind here is not that flashy or special or anything, it's just a little fun bind to do. You're going to get into a trapeze, then into an undermount, and you're going to swing the yo-yo off to your throw hand side and to your non-throw hand side. And when you get back to your non-throw hand side, you let go. You can see here you're swinging towards your throw hand side, then back to your non-throw hand side, and that's where you let go. I find it also helps to kind of flick the string into the gap with your non-throw hand as well. This bind isn't that crazy or special or anything, it's just kind of fun to do, and it kind of looks interesting if you can add a little bit of momentum to it. So this is kind of a rolling bind. You can do this to the outside of your hands or on the inside of your hands. You're going to get into your undermount and you're going to roll the yo-yo towards yourself, and you want to make sure that you keep your yo-yo more towards yourself and you keep your hands on the outside of this to make sure that you don't roll the yo-yo off of the mount. If your yo-yo goes in front of your hands, it's going to roll off and you're not going to be in your mount anymore. So you can do this going on the inside of your throw arm or to the outside, as you see here. Again, the yo-yo is on the outside of my hands, making sure that it's not rolling out of the mount. And then once you bring it around, you can, again, just like the first bind, flick the string into the gap with your non-throw hand. I find that helps it be a little more consistent. So the last one I showed you here, one more time, bringing the yo-yo around, making sure that your hands stay in the same formation so they don't roll off the mount. Flick the string into the gap, which I find helps with consistency. This one can be a little tricky. You just need to practice the timing. It sometimes may feel like it's going to bind up. You just need to make sure that your motion is nice and consistent. Now, some people call this the flare bind. This can be a little scary to learn at first. You want to make sure that you get into your trapeze very clean and get into your undermount. And in one motion, you keep rolling the yo-yo over your pointer on your non-throw hand and then let go of it as it goes straight up. You can actually do this at other angles, but straight up may be the easiest to learn at first. It can be a little scary. It will come back down pretty hard with some yo-yos, depending on your response. Just make sure that your throw hand is ready to catch it, because it can come rocketing back down. Just practice, practice, practice. So this is one of my favorite binds to do. Let's break it down. So you're going to roll off in your undermount, and then you're going to swing the yo-yo over to your throw hand side. So remember to jade whip, you want it to hover over your hand for a moment, bring your hand under and around, and catch. Now the key to this one is actually when you're letting go of the string and where your hand should be. You can see here, I've let go of the string before the yo-yo is over my hand. So that's key. You want to make sure you let go of the string before the yo-yo goes too far away. So you're rolling into your undermount, letting it go over your hand. And you can see I've let go of the string when the yo-yo is about parallel with my non-throw hand there. And that's actually all there is to that bind. It just takes timing and practice. Now bind number 5 is similar to bind number 4, except you're holding the string for longer and you're throwing the yo-yo a bit more aggressively over your hand. So let's break it down. You're bringing the yo-yo over the same as before, but you're actually holding the string for longer. You can see the yo-yo is actually rolled over my hand completely, and I'm still holding the string, letting go at the last second to get that snap. So you can see here, rolling it over, still holding the string, yo-yo's over my hand, then I let go. And you want to also throw the yo-yo with a little bit of force. If you don't throw it hard enough, you're going to get a snag. Still holding the string, letting the yo-yo roll over, letting go, and you can see it's just over my hand. That's when I've let go. It snaps back with quite a bit of force, so you got to be ready to catch it. This one, just like bind number 4, takes a lot of practice, but it is similar in a lot of ways. It's just a little bit more aggressive. I find that bind number 4 is a little bit more chill, and this one is a little bit more on the aggressive side. Now this one, I believe, is called the sky bind. It's a lot of fun to do. You can see there it is. Let's break it down. So you're going to be grabbing it from a breakaway throw here. You're going to grab the string and kind of pull the yo-yo up into the string. So it looks complex, but it's actually quite easy. You're going to grab the string right about here, and this is the motion you're going for, is actually pulling the string up and away from your throw hand and throwing the yo-yo into the string. Make sure your hands are in plane or you're going to miss. Let's look at it in slow motion here. So you're going to grab the string pretty close to your throw hand, pulling the string up and away from you, which brings the yo-yo straight up into the string as long as your hands are in plane, and it should theoretically bind pretty regularly. You can see that I get a lot more success the closer the yo-yo is to my throw hand. So make sure when you're doing this you want to get the yo-yo close to the string that is coming right off your throw hand there. So you want to just make sure you're pulling the string with your non-throw hand up and away from your non-throw hand. For me, it's up and to the left. This one can give you a little string burn, but just get used to it. Don't use a glove or anything. Build up a callus. I find it a lot more rewarding when you can do it with bare hands, and it also just makes your fingers tougher. This one took me a long time to get down. Theoretically, it's quite easy. All you're doing is getting to a trapeze, undermount, swinging the yo-yo to your throw hand side, and letting go. But it can be a little tricky to get it down. So you're getting into your undermount, and usually you don't have to swing it like this. I'm just showing you the motion. You're going to swing it off to your throw hand side and let go with your non-throw hand at the same time. And you can notice that when you're doing this, you keep your hands close together. You have to do this because if you move your hands at all, it's going to mess it up. When your hands are together close like that, you're already in the bind formation. Just make sure you throw it high enough that it doesn't hit the ground. So this is a little bonus here. This is one I've seen on Spin Gear's blog, and I've seen some Japanese players do it as well. You're going to do kind of a flexing motion here. It's a regular bind, but the way that you catch it is different. You're turning your hand towards yourself, and that sets you up for your next throw. See, if you try to do this bind, but you haven't turned your hand towards yourself, you end up with your hands and the string reversed, so that doesn't work. So the way this works is you get into your trapeze, undermount, turn your hand towards yourself almost like you're flexing, and the way you catch it, it sets you up for your next throw. It's kind of neat sometimes. It looks like a little power flex move, I guess. But anyway, those are all the binds, so practice them, enjoy them. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you everyone for watching. If anyone has any requests for a trick they'd like me to teach, go ahead and put that down in the comments as well. If I know it, I'll try to get to it. Anyway, thanks a lot. Take care. Have a nice day, and sayonara.